A poor man was married to a beautiful woman. The man and his wife never quarreled. The husband loved his wife, and the wife loved her husband. They were very happy. But this happy couple had a rich, handsome neighbor. He saw the poor man's beautiful wife and fell in love with her. "I want to marry her myself," he thought. Every day, when the woman's husband was working in the fields, the rich man went to the poor man's house. "You're a beautiful woman," he said to the poor man's wife, "but your clothes are old. Why doesn't your husband buy new, pretty clothes for you? I'm sure he doesn't love you. If he loved you, he would buy wonderful clothes for you. Divorce him and marry me. I will buy you beautiful new clothes, the best in the land. Then you will be the most beautiful woman in Ethiopia." At first, the woman didn't listen to the rich man. But he came to her house every day, and every day he said the same things. At last she began to think, perhaps my neighbor is right. Why doesn't my husband buy beautiful new clothes for me? Perhaps he doesn't love me. That night she said to her husband, "Look at me, husband. My clothes are old and ugly. I want new ones. Buy me some new clothes." Her husband smiled at her. "You don't need new clothes," he said. "You are the most beautiful woman in the world to me." She was angry. "Don't you love me?" she said. "If you love me, buy me a new dress." Her husband loved his wife, and he wanted to please her. "I have only a little money," he thought, "and I need new plow. But I want my dear wife to be happy." So the next day, he went to the market and bought a new dress for his wife. He took it home to her, and she put it on. "Thank you, my dear husband," she cried. "Now I know that you love me." When the rich man came to see her again, she was wearing her new dress. "You see," she said to him, "my husband loves me very much. He bought me this beautiful new dress." The rich man shook his head. "But a good husband doesn't only give his wife new clothes," he said. "He gives her gold. Where's your gold necklace? Where are your gold rings? Why doesn't your husband give you those?" He opened a box and showed her some beautiful gold jewelry. "Look at these," he said. "Divorce your husband and marry me, and I will give all these to you." The woman did not listen to him. "Go away," she said. "I love my husband and he loves me. We are happy together." But the rich man came again every day, and every day he showed her the box of jewelry. At last she began to think, perhaps the rich man is right. Why doesn't my husband buy gold for me? Doesn't he love me? That day, she didn't make a fire. She didn't cook a meal. Her husband came home late after a long day in the fields. He was tired and hungry. "There's no dinner for you tonight," his wife said. "You don't love me." "What?" her husband cried. "But my darling, I love you more than anything. You are the most wonderful person in the world." "Then why don't you buy me some gold jewelry?" she said. When a man loves his wife, he gives her a gold necklace and rings for her fingers. Her husband looked worried. "I spent money on her new clothes," he thought. "How can I find more for gold? I'll go and see my brother. Perhaps he will lend me the money. I must buy gold for my dear wife. I want her to be happy." The next day, he went to visit his brother. "Lend me some money, brother," he said, "and I will work for you in your field." "All right," his brother said, "but you must work hard. There are many stones in my field, and you must move them all away." Her husband agreed and took the money. He went to the market and bought some gold jewelry. Then he took it home to his wife. His wife was very happy. She put the necklace around her neck and put the rings on her fingers. "Look at me," she said. "Am I not beautiful?" "You're very beautiful," her husband said. "If you are happy, I am happy." She put her arms around his neck. "Thank you, my dear husband," she said. "Now I know that you love me." The next day, her husband went out very early before the sun rose in the sky. He ran to his brother's field. It was covered with stones. "I must work very hard now," he thought. "I must start early and stop late. I must pay my debt to my brother." His wife was working happily at home. "I'll make a wonderful dinner for my husband tonight," she thought. "He gives me wonderful presents. He works hard for me. I know that he loves me." "Hello," a voice called out. "Are you there?" The woman went outside. Her rich neighbor was there. "Ah, it's you," the woman said. "Listen, neighbor. You were wrong about my husband. Yesterday, he bought me this beautiful jewelry. He loves me very much, and I love him. I will not divorce him. I will not marry you." The rich man was worried. Her husband loves her too much, he thought. If I want her, I must be clever. At last he said, "Your husband gave you clothes and jewelry, but I can give you more than that." "What? What do you mean?" the woman cried. "Can your husband make miracles?" the rich man asked. "Miracles? No, of course he can't make miracles," the woman answered. "Only God can make miracles. Men cannot make them." "But I can," the man said. "Because I love you. Love can make miracles. If your husband loves you, he can make miracles for you. If you love me, I will make miracles for you." "Make a miracle for me now," the woman said. "I can't," the rich man answered. "You must promise to love me first. You must leave your husband and come to me. Then I will make wonderful, wonderful miracles for you." The woman said nothing, and the rich man went away. That night, the poor man came home late. He was very tired and hungry. His wife brought water for him, and he washed himself. She brought delicious food for him, and he ate it. "My poor husband," she thought. "He works so hard for me, and he is so tired and hungry. The rich man is foolish. How can my husband make miracles? It's impossible." But the next day, and the day after, and the day after that, the rich man came to her house again. "Did your husband make a miracle for you yesterday?" he asked the woman. "Leave him and love me, and I will make many, many miracles for you every day." At last, the woman began to listen to him. One day, when her husband came home, she was sad. "Wife, dear wife, what is wrong with you?" cried her husband. "Are you sick?" "No," she said. "I'm sad because you do not love me." "What?" cried her husband. "But you know that I love you. I bought you new clothes. I bought you gold jewelry. You're the most precious thing in the world to me." "But you don't make miracles for me," his wife said. His poor husband was very surprised. "Miracles? Of course I can't make miracles," he said. The wife lowered her head in shame. She finally realized how foolish she had been. "Husband, I am sorry," she whispered. But her husband was determined. He took the sticks and marched toward the rich man's house. The rich man was lounging in his courtyard, sipping from a golden cup. "Ah, my friend," the rich man smirked. "Has your wife finally come to her senses and left you?" The poor man didn't answer. He simply lifted the first stick and touched the rich man. In an instant, the rich man transformed into a donkey. He brayed loudly, his fine clothes now draped awkwardly over his new form. The poor man laughed. "Here is your miracle," he declared. The villagers gathered around, astonished. They recognized the donkey as the once proud rich man. Some laughed, while others shook their heads. The poor man's wife ran to his side. "Please, husband," she pleaded, "turn him back into a man. Let him learn his lesson." The poor man thought for a moment. Then he touched the donkey with the second stick. Instantly, the rich man turned back into a man, shaking in fear. "You tricked my wife with your words," the poor man said sternly. "Now, you know what it feels like to be helpless." The rich man fell to his knees. "I was wrong," he admitted. "Forgive me." The poor man looked at his wife. She took his hand and nodded. "We have everything we need," she said. "We don't need riches, jewelry, or miracles. Love is enough." From that day on, the rich man never bothered them again, and the poor man and his wife lived happily, knowing that true love was the greatest miracle of all. The rich man, now trembling in fear, bowed his head in shame. He had always thought himself untouchable, beyond the reach of consequences. His wealth had shielded him from the hardships of life, but in that brief moment of being a helpless donkey, he had experienced true vulnerability. The laughter of the villagers still echoed in his ears, and for the first time in his life, he realized that money could not protect him from everything. He had ridiculed the poor man and his wife, tempted her with dreams of riches, and nearly destroyed their marriage, all for his own amusement. But now the tables had turned. He looked at the poor couple standing before him, humble yet strong. There was a power in them that no gold or silver could match. It was the power of love, loyalty, and wisdom. The poor man turned to his wife, who was still holding his hand. There was a newfound understanding between them, an unspoken promise that nothing would come between them again. The wife, once blinded by greed, had learned the true value of what she already had. She realized that love, trust, and respect were worth more than any jewels or silk gowns. She had nearly lost the one person who had stood by her through every hardship, simply because she had been dazzled by false promises. Now, she knew better. She squeezed her husband's hand gently, her heart filled with gratitude. The rich man, still on his knees, finally found his voice. "I was wrong," he admitted again, his tone softer, more genuine. "I see now that wealth without wisdom is a curse. I used my riches to mock and deceive others, but in the end, it brought me nothing but humiliation. You have taught me a lesson I will never forget." The poor man studied him for a moment. He could see the truth in his eyes. The arrogance was gone, replaced by a humble understanding. "Words mean nothing without action," the poor man said. "If you truly regret what you've done, prove it." The rich man nodded vigorously. "Tell me how I can make amends," he pleaded. "I will do whatever it takes." The poor man thought for a moment. Then he turned to the gathered villagers, who were still watching in stunned silence. "How many of you have suffered at this man's hands?" he asked. Murmurs spread through the crowd. An old woman stepped forward. "He took my land when I could not pay my debts," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "I had nowhere to go." A young boy spoke up next. "He mocked my father and refused to give him work when we were starving," he said, clenching his fists. One by one, the villagers came forward, sharing their grievances. The rich man listened, his heart growing heavier with each story. He had never cared before, never even considered how his actions had affected others. But now he saw the pain he had caused. The poor man turned back to him. "If you wish to change, start by making things right. Return what you have taken. Help those you have wronged." The rich man swallowed hard, but he nodded. "I will," he promised. "I will return every piece of land, every coin I have taken unjustly. I will ensure that no one in this village goes hungry again." The villagers watched warily, unsure if they could trust him. But the poor man nodded. "Then let this be your redemption," he said. "A man is not defined by his past, but by the choices he makes moving forward." And so, the rich man kept his word. Over the next few weeks, he returned the land he had seized, paid fair wages to the villagers, and ensured that food and shelter were available to those in need. The people, though hesitant at first, began to believe in his transformation. The rich man no longer dressed in extravagant silks or boasted of his wealth. He lived simply, working alongside the villagers, learning the value of honest labor. The poor man and his wife, meanwhile, found their love stronger than ever. They worked together, side by side, and built a life filled with joy, laughter, and contentment. The wife never again looked at wealth with longing, for she had come to understand that happiness did not come from gold or jewels, but from the love and trust between two hearts.